Welcome, listener, to another deep dive. Today, we're journeying into a really unique source, an excerpt from the Soul's Journey book by Hailemickael.
Exactly. Our mission really is to unpack this ancient narrative. It reveals some profound, timeless principles for how we live, how we interact with the world.
Yeah, it seems like more than just a story, kind of a blueprint.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
A blueprint for understanding our own potential.
Okay, get ready to connect the dots then, between a story from, well, a garden long ago and your own boundless potential today. All right, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So this source, it starts in this place of perfect harmony, right? Everything provided, no effort needed, but there's this one forbidden fruit. How does the book frame that choice? What was the immediate shift?
Well, the book presents it as a absolutely pivotal moment, a spiritual turning point. Adam and Eve, they existed without fear, no concept of mortality, really.
Just pure existence.
Pure existence. But Satan's deception, that promise you will be like God, that introduced a fundamental shift. It wasn't just about noticing they were naked.
No.
It was deeper. It was the entry of fear, of anxiety into their actual spiritual being. They'd sort of chosen this path of self-sufficiency, you could say, over relying on divine grace.
So this act, it didn't just change them inside, it literally reshaped their world. The ground itself reflected their choice.
Precisely. The earth, which always gave good things easily, now it starts producing thorns, weeds, thistles. Life suddenly required labor, sweat.
Things weren't free anymore.
No longer free. It was of a physical manifestation, really, of that internal shift.
It's fascinating how that leads right into what the source calls the law of sowing and reaping. Now that sounds simple, cause and effect.
It does on the surface.
But maybe a bit too simple for, the messiness of life. Does the book add nuance? Challenge us on what sowing really means?
Oh, absolutely. The book takes it way beyond just farming. Adam becomes the first farmer, yes, learning he had to work. But this law of cause and effect, it states whatever you sow, you reap multiplied. 30, 60, even 100 times over. And the nuance comes in how to apply sowing. It's not just physical seeds. It suggests our unseen thoughts, our intentions, even words we don't speak aloud.
Yeah.
These are potent seeds.
And the most potent, maybe.
Possibly. Constantly shaping our inner landscape, which then shapes our outer reality. It's about conscious creation, even happening subconsciously, if that makes sense.
It does. That's a key difference. And it also talks about patience, right? This time principle. That feels very relevant today in our instant world. It's almost a call to trust the process.
Very much so. Not all seeds sprout at the same speed.
Yeah.
You can't sow today and harvest tomorrow. Right? Patience is vital.
Yeah.
You need to understand that natural rhythm. Then there's what it calls the compensation principle. Basically, nature rewards effort, perseverance, going an extra mile, preparing the soil well, watering consistently, weeding.
Doing the work.
Doing the work. It yields abundant returns, often way more than the initial effort. It's like encouragement built into the system.
Yeah.
Invest fully.
And the choice of what seeds to plant becomes critical then. The text warns against consuming your seed today, right? Eating or selling it, sacrificing the future. What's the deeper message there?
Well, it means sowing that seed. Even if it's a tiny act of real kindness or focused thought, a bit of diligent effort that ensures ongoing life, provision. It multiplies for tomorrow.
And the flip side?
The flip side is the inevitability of growth. If you don't consciously plant the good seeds you want, the land doesn't just sit empty. It will produce something.
Weeds and thistles, as the text says.
Exactly. Unwanted things. The ground fills with whatever is neglected or just naturally there if you don't cultivate it intentionally.
It's quite a powerful image. And then the text pivots, doesn't it, from literal farming to the earth as a metaphor. For us, our inner world, how does it make that connection?
It's quite profound. It says, look, we're made of the earth, we're sustained by it, we return to it. We can't really own land, but we can make it fruitful. And then the analogy, the plowed part, the visible soil, that's like our mind, where ideas, these seeds get planted. But the deep, unseen, boundless part of the earth, where the roots really take hold, that's like the heart.
Ah, the heart. So for anything to truly flourish, any purpose or seed, mind and heart need to align. They have to work together.
Precisely. They need to be in harmony. And the source stresses that a true purpose, something that really takes root, it has to captivate the heart. Or maybe even start there.
Not just a mental exercise.
No. And crucially, it should be connected to giving, to serving others, not just about your own comfort or gain. When mind and heart align in service, that's when you tap into that boundless part of your inner land. That's what unlocks limitless potential, apparently.
Only when the purpose extends beyond just yourself.
That seems to be the key. Accessing that vast inner reservoir depends on that outward focus, that giving.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? This Soul's Journey text, it suggests the power of the land and, by extension, your own inner potential. It's truly boundless, limitless, but it's only accessible when you consciously choose what you sow.
Right. Which leaves us with a really important question to think about. Knowing this immense power of sowing and reaping cause and effect, and knowing the limitless capacity of your own inner land, what seeds, what thoughts, what intentions, what actions are you choosing to plant today?
Not just in your own life.
No, but in the soil of the world around you, too.
Yeah.
What are you cultivating out there and in here? Something to really consider.